Hello, friends and neighbors, knife junkies of all ages. It's time for the event you've been waiting for. It's the Knife Junkies Birthday Bash. Lots of special guests, and you too, plus lots of knives and other stuff to give away. It's the Knife Junkies Birthday Bash, and it only comes around once a year, so consider yourself lucky that you're part of the crowd. Let's get on with the Knife Junkies Birthday Bash, and here's your host, Bob, the Knife Junkie DeMarco.
Thank you, Jim. That was quite a wonderful send-off. It is the Knife Junkie Birthday Bash 2021. And, this is a thing that Leos like to do for themselves. They like to throw themselves parties and honor themselves. And Jim and I are both Leos, both born in the month of August. So we figured, what better to do than to honor ourselves with a bash such as this. But how does it work? Well, we have guests. Hey, Hollywood Tactical, great to have you here. Supposed to hit the road. Wonder how long this will be. This will be about an hour and a half, probably. Hour and a half, 2 hours. We got some stuff to give away, Tactical. We got 5 knives. We have some TRM scales. We've got some titanium here. We also have guests. We have the guys... we have Neeves knives. We have Jared coming on. We have we have the guys from Finch. We have Laren Thomas coming, Doug Ritter. It's going to be a jam-packed afternoon. Christoph, good to have you here, sir. Happy 60th, Bob. Michael, it's 50. It's 50, sir. But no matter, 50, 60, it doesn't matter. Just as long as you're loving life and loving what you're doing, it's all good. We have Kepmuck. We have Chris. Hey, guys, great to have you here, man. I'm very excited to have you all here. Bifa Baron. I haven't seen that name. Joe Streichhards. We have a lot of patrons here. Guys, thanks for coming. Thanks for joining in. We're looking forward to it. Just a recap of what we're going to be giving away today. We have a Finch 1929 we'll be giving away. We have a Sea Dog. That's donated by Shane Gables. We have the old Savivi Dogma. We have a Harn's Harvest. And we have a Rocot by Real Steel. Now, this came to us from Joe, the Knife Whisperer. These two came to us from Dave, This Old Sword. Blade Reviews. Oh, right. 50, says Michael. Thank you. This came from Shane Gables. And then the 1929. This is mine. The 1929 we're giving away right now is currently in the mail. And it will be coming to one lucky winner today. We'll be giving away those. We have a number of other cool things. You like TRM? Do you like the Atom? Well, it's your lucky day because we have giveaway scales. Today we will be giving away 2 different sets of scales. We have these beautiful canvas micarta green contoured scales. And I left them in the bag, so sealed with the sticker. And then also we have the Purple Mountain G Carta scales here for giveaway. So we're very excited about that. We also have a couple of titanium tools from TRM. We have a mug. We have patches. Just a bunch of swag. Not only that, but look at this. We will be giving away 1 free knife sharpening job by Jared Neeve. I made this nice little gift certificate. If you don't know Jared, I'm sure you do. You've been living in a dark place. But Jared has a great, Jared and his wife, Kara, have a great YouTube knife channel. Hey, Jared, good to have you here, sir.
What's up?
And
these knives.
And this guy saved these 3 knives. They were all chipped and all dull. Dropped them all on their tips, and Jared resuscitated, fixed those knives, gave them a new life. So that is another giveaway item. 1 free knife edge by Mr. Jared Neeve himself. Jared, good to have you here, sir.
Thank you for having me.
Oh, it's my pleasure. How's your August going?
It's going great. Going really good.
Were you born in August? Are you an August baby?
I'm not. I'm a January baby.
January. All right. Well, that'll do too. No, I'm just kidding. Today we're talking about the August ego, and that's what we're rolling with. So tell me, Jared, I want to get this thing started here, but first, tell me what you were carrying today. This is a little pocket check.
Right now, I got the Ace Grand. I actually just sharpened up the LMAX yesterday. I actually put a video up on Instagram if anybody wants to see it of the edge it took. And then I also got the slim MIDI.
Oh, nice.
On my EDC organizer that I carry on my belt.
An
With a
EDC
flashlight.
organizer.
Yeah, I got a flashlight, no light. I patinaed also on it, and then I got a titanium pen as well. I like this EDC organizer. They're very similar to the Tale of Knives ones. Those are the USA made ones. Those are the ones I would most recommend. I got a cheap one that's I guess you'd call it a knockoff, but it's just an overseas made one. Same thing, not as good as quality as like the Tale of Knives ones. Well, I'm definitely going to get the Tale of Knives one eventually. They are a little bit more expensive, but
yeah,
hands down, man, it just makes carrying your EDC so much more comfortable, and you always have it on you, and it's just out of the way. You can sit down, you can carry your flashlight, your pen, and then a secondary knife so easily, or a multi-tool, you know.
Yeah, and they have excellent marketing. I love Tale of Knives marketing.
Yeah.
So there you go. Yeah, their stuff is pretty cool. And EDC Organizer, it's kind of funny. I remember a kid in school when I was in elementary school who had one on his belt. He had a sheath on his belt with his pencils and stuff. And he always got some flack for that. And now, fast forward many years, and we're starting to put our cool tools in there. In those days, you couldn't carry the knife, but pencils and pens.
It's kind of like carrying the fanny pack, right?
Yeah.
It's kind of like that. I think it's a little more cooler than that, but you know what I mean.
Yeah, exactly. And in a fanny pack, there's always the question, like, is there a gun in there? You know,
right.
You got to
What is actually in there?
ENG EDC says that hoodie is sweet. I need one of those.
Yeah,
baby. I'm wearing I'm wearing my colors today too. So let me show you what I'm carrying. So in honor of the fact that we're giving away so much cool TRM stuff today, I'm carrying my TRM Atom.
Nice.
Yeah, this sucker is sweet. This is the DLC coating with the G-Carta Green Mountain G-Carta handle scales, and I was carrying my 1929 by Finch Knife Company, but since I'm putting it out and this is going to be our sample for giveaway, it's actually not in my pocket right now. This thing is like a scalpel. I'm not sure if you've had one of these 1929s.
I just got one in that, and then a bunch of other Finch knives. Yesterday I was carrying the Holiday.
Oh, love that knife.
Yeah.
I have the one with the green canvas micarta.
Yeah,
so cool.
That's really nice. The one I got here. Clark. I got the green canvas micarta 1929, but for the Holiday I got the snakewood one.
Oh, nice.
Yeah,
nice.
From Lefty EDC, by the way.
Very nice. Yeah, I love that they've been using bone and wood. I love natural materials, especially on the sort of these evoke sort of old school knives, and I really love that. But also, lastly but not leastly, since I'm banging around the house today, I have this just in case someone comes through the door unexpectedly. I have my large Espada by Cold Steel Knives.
There you go.
Big giant slab of S35 VN and just a beautiful clip point blade. So for the blade duel, for the knife duel, I will inevitably get into at some point today. That's what I'm carrying.
That's an awfully big carry. Is it enough knife for you?
No, seriously, clearly not. I'm
clearly.
But I will be out there, risking my life with that. I also have. I'm going to put this down next to it. That's my other TRM. Got two of them. So you know what? Before we're going to give away a Neeves Knives sharpening gift certificate, but before we get to that, we're going to get the ball rolling with our first giveaway of the day, and it's going to be a knife. Okay, now we've never used this tool before. This is a new tool to us. It's a way to randomly give stuff away through the platform we're on right now, and you have to leave a comment, and it has to have the hashtag. The following hashtag. Now, the first knife we're going to give away is this Harn's Harvest. I've talked about this knife a bit. This came to us from Dave, This Old Sword Blade Reviews. 14C28N G10, probably one of the smoothest knives you'll ever experience at any price point. It is unreal how smooth this thing is. And just has that great, useful blade shape with the point in the center line. Sometimes you see quote unquote reverse Tanto style knives and the point seems too high to me. This is right in the middle. and I really like this knife. So comment to win. You got to put #harvest in your comment, and then it will what do you call it, randomly select a winner, and then I will, in a very low-tech fashion, jot that name on this piece of paper and stick it on the box. That way I will remember who it goes to. So let's try this. Let's do this. Hey, Clayton, good to have you here. Clayton is a newish patron of ours. Great to have you here, Clayton. So let's comment with #harvest. We got Joe Stride Charts, also a patron. Thank you, sir. And okay, so we don't know how many people are with us right now. Well, I don't anyway. So who knows? Could be one guy out there winning everything. Well, I know it's
I'm seeing 30 right as of this moment.
30. Okay, so we're going to give this a second. Let it work its magic, and let everyone get in
34.
#Harns. All right.
It's going up. I love 14C28, by the way. Love that steel.
What about it?
It's very well rounded. It's super tough, and to get that level of stainless and edge retention with that level of toughness, it's just a great, because the biggest thing with steels is we want something well rounded. We want something with good stainless, good edge retention, and that is tough. And you usually sacrifice one or the other, and it has it all. And we can get it for such a good price. And then the biggest thing is that it's easy for production companies to heat treat. So unlike other steels, which we might see some good, some bad, some great, 14C28N is always done good, sometimes great, but you never see it done bad. So you can expect a good heat treat from it because it's easily done. It was made to be heat treated on a conveyor belt for like razor blades and stuff. When you get it into pocket knives, now it's being heat treated even better than what it was even made to be heat treated at. So it's just super easy for companies to do. So you can expect good steel.
Well, we're going to be joined in a little while by Laren Thomas.
Nice.
Knife steel nerds. Have you had a chance? Have you spent any time with the MagnaCut yet?
I haven't. I want to so bad.
Yeah, that is definitely the hot ticket, and it'd be interesting to hear, because when Laren and I were talking, part of his goal was to make that steel a pleasure to work with for knife makers. And hey, Peter, great to have you here, sir. Therapeutic Edge is with us. And so it'll also be interesting to hear about how people who hand sharpen, such as yourself, like it, to the hand. It's got to have a different feel. Do you ever use machines?
Well, I offer, so like with my sharpening service, I offer 3 different services: either freehand, fixed angle, or an electric belt, which is like a factory edge kind of, but it's a convex one. And I usually offer that for like fixed blades, kitchen knives, things like that, because it's really cheap. It's really fast for me to do. So I do.
Okay, cool. Well, thank you guys. I see we got some more people in the comments. #harvest if you want to win the Harvest by Harns. Hollywood Tactical says Sandvik steels are specifically designed for mass production. So why they are not uneven, unlike the super steels, which are very finicky and not meant for mass production. Interesting.
Well said. Well said.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to getting my my hands on my first bit of MagnaCut. Mike King, thank you, sir. Thank you. Many happy returns. I do appreciate that. This Harns Harvest. Let me show you this one more time. This is going to be a hard one to part with, but I say that about every knife. But this thing is just so fun to play with, because if you don't get your thumb out of the way, it will take it off. Jay Powell, thank you, sir. Much appreciated. What's that?
It's a guillotine.
It is. Do you know these Harns knives at all?
I haven't had one of those yet. No, I haven't. But I've seen them on other people's channels, and people seem to talk pretty good about them.
Yeah, man. Okay, we will be giving, the second thing we give away today will be this gift certificate that gives anyone a free knife sharpening. Now, Jared, what do you prefer? You're going to be, if someone wins this, what are you going to recommend they get?
Well, I offer, like I said, the freehand, fixed angle, or belt. They can choose whatever they want.
Right.
I usually, so the way I offer it is, say, with any one of them, with the fixed angle or the freehand, you can choose whatever type of edge you want. you know, and so depending on what you do or the steel or whatever, I'll put whatever edge you want. And I also I try to include them a little bit too, and I send them pictures of their edge as it's going forward. A lot of times people request for me to just put the best edge that steel and knife will take. Gotcha. Because some steels take a more toothier edge better than a polished edge. And then they can choose the angle they want for their bevel. If they want me to just run with it, they can, you know, have that. They can basically have it however they want, and you know, I'll work with them, and we'll make it the best edge for them.
Great. All right, so let's give this away. Let's pull the trigger on this one, and then we'll bring one of our other special guests in. We have a number of guests waiting in the green room, and I'm excited to have. This is a good gathering of people. We have a sharpener, we have a steel maker, we have the guy who's keeping this hobby going, and then we have a knife manufacturer / maker. All right, so this is the Harns Harvest, hashtag harvest in the comments to win. All right, Jim, shall we pull this trigger? Let's do it. And it's slowing down on. All right, Ketmuk Neshart, you are now the proud owner of the Harns Harvest. Ketmuk was on the show just on Thursday night. He showed off 2 Canadian belt knives. We're going to be doing a little swap so we can check them out. He wants to check out my my Shining Mountain Bowie, and I want to check out one of these Canadian belt knives. I've always been a sucker for that blade shape. So Ketmuk, I'm writing this on a little piece of paper, sticking it on.
Congratulations.
Yes, sir. Congratulations. You are the proud winner. And we have more. We have more coming. So please don't go away. I want to bring in Doug Ritter. We all know Doug Ritter. He's the guy who's been helping us keep this knife hobby going. Doug, it's a pleasure to have you here, sir.
Hey, Bob.
Hey, thanks for dropping in. I really appreciate it. And since you're here, I figured I'd show something off. It's been my knife of the weekend. You know, I've had a lot going on here at the house, and this was basically always up and about in the. If it spends any time in the kitchen, it's a knife of serious use. The kitchen is how we come in and out of the house mostly, and so this was going outside quite a bit this past week in preparation for this big pig roast we had, and then breaking down. So, thank you, Doug.
It's an honor, Doug.
Nice to meet you, Dave.
So this is Jared Neeves. I don't know if you guys have met one another, but Jared is he's an amazing knife sharpener, among other things. He also has an excellent channel where he reviews knives and talks a lot about steel. Yeah. So Doug, in making this this latest, this is the Mark III. How did you go about choosing S45 VN?
So, you know, you try when you're figuring out what to produce to choose the best steel for purpose. Mm-hmm. You know, we use 20 CV in our folders. They're a folder, shorter blades, the ability to get a very, very keen edge and keep it is a little bit more important than the absolute toughness. But when we started looking for a new steel, because you know the original Mark II was S35 or S30V, we looked at toughness, edge holding, of course, corrosion resistance, and what someone would be doing with this 4.5-inch blade. Mm-hmm. And really the best combination available at the time that we produced these was S45 VN. It is an excellent compromise for a medium-sized blade, if you will. And it kept the costs within bounds, whereas going with 20 CV would have increased the cost significantly over S45 VN. So steels are always a compromise. You try to pick the best one for the purpose that you expect your tools to be used for.
So, Jared, What's your experience with S45?
I've only had one example in so far for sharpening. It sharpened up really nice. I was happy to see it take a really good polished edge. Not everybody wants a polished edge, but I'm just saying it does take a good polished edge. It kept its bite really well. It felt really good on the stones. So yeah, really nice. I think it's I definitely liked it a little bit better than S35.
Okay.
I find S35 VN after like a certain grit, it can tend to lose its bite, especially after some use. And S45 seemed to hold it a lot longer going up grit if you were wanting that kind of edge. But even with a toothy finish or a medium grit finish, it was amazing.
We have a lot of people saying hi to Doug and thanking him for what he does. And I think Ezekiel and Jonathan got the wrong idea. I am not giving mine away. I just wanted to pull it out and show it off. That one is mine. But it looks like they will be giving their Mark III away. They love it, but it's part of their channel giveaway, I think. I'm assuming. So I want to bring in Laren Thomas of Knife Steel Nerds. But before we do, I want everyone to go into the comments and hashtag Jared. If you hashtag Jared, you stand to win one free sharpening job, whether by hand, by fixed angle sharpener, or by belt grinder from Mr. Jared Neeves himself. So everyone get in there. Let me just remind you that before I met Jared, all of my, I should say, a number of my finest tips were broken. And Jared by hand fixed these three knives. So I'm greatly appreciative of the work he does. He can really, really put an edge on a blade. So let's hashtag Jared and win yourself a free knife sharpening. Doug, are you a good knife sharpener? Do you have a good hand for that?
I can get a knife sharp. I probably don't hold a candle to Jared. And you know, as a matter of policy, I like to carry knives with their original edge because I'm trying to show off the edge that Hogue puts on my knives. So typically when they get dull, they get passed on to friends and associates. And I grab a new one. We keep coming out with new versions and new color handles. We just introduced the purple handled full size last week. So it's marketing. It's like, here's my knife and here's the edge that Hogue puts on this, which is a incredible polished edge.
Oh yeah,
probably the best of any of the production makers. So I don't get a lot of opportunity to sharpen knives.
Always have a fresh one.
Yeah, I mean, it's cheating, I agree, but also, you know, you want to show people the quality of the product that you're offering them, and the way to do that is, look here, feel. This is a factory edge, and this is a factory edge after cutting, you know, tons of cardboard and that sort of thing, and it impresses people. So I cheat. I definitely cheat.
I have this purple G Mascus.
That's mini, yeah.
This is the mini. I love this. And now that so I had the large with black, and I gave that to a friend in need. And you know what they say about a friend in need. So he got that. But now that this has the larger companion in that beautiful purple, I think I might have to go that way. Hey, Christine, great to have you here. We have women. Yeah, look at that. We got women carry knives with us. Okay, let's have a hashtag Jared, and this will give whoever wins this one free knife sharpening from Jared. Jared, thank you so much. We appreciate that donation.
Oh man, I appreciate you guys.
Oh man, it'll be great for whomever wins. Sorry, there we go. So as we dial this up and people start hashtagging, let's bring in special guest Laren Thomas. You know Larrin. He is a knife steel nerd extraordinaire and the maker and creator of Magna Cut Steel.
Hey, Larrin.
Hey, everybody.
Hey, Larry.
Hey, Larrin. It's good to have you here, sir. How's the world treating you?
Everything's great. Oh, I wanted to mention my birthday is also in August. Oh, everybody has to wish me a happy birthday also.
Hey, Larrin, happy birthday.
Thank you.
Happy birthday, Laren.
You're August 1st, right?
That's right.
Man, so did you do anything for your birthday?
Did I do anything? I think no. Well, my kids gave me some sunflower seeds and beef jerky. Oh, that was
Nice.
that was a good present.
I love beef jerky. You know, you can't go wrong with beef jerky. Oh, sorry for the misspelling. Sorry, man. Hey, so Larrin, what are you carrying today? I have a feeling it's got Magna Cut on the blade, but
yeah, I've got a Spyderco Pm2 in Magna Cut. It has my my name on it. I don't remember if I showed this one in my recent Knife Junkie podcast or not, but this is yeah. A Spyderco, limited edition knife. They haven't made a run of PM2s. They just made a couple of them, and this is one of them. So, yeah, it was very fun to get that in the mail. Of course, I love Spyderco. So.
Oh yeah, and then to have it show up with your name on the blade on a blade steel that you concocted yourself—that's a pretty cool thing.
Yeah, it's amazing.
So when it's out a little further and wider and production has ramped up for Magna Cut, I really look forward to getting something, dropping it on its tip, sending it to Jared, having him fix it, and having him tell me how it works.
If you drop it on the tip, it'll be just fine at the end. Oh.
All right. So speaking of Jared's awesome sharpening job, we have hashtag Jared up, and we're ready to pick a winner for this gift certificate. One knife edge. Well, I mean, I'm presuming if they send you a dagger, you'll sharpen the whole knife, right?
Do whatever they want.
All right. So one sharpening job, we'll put it that way, by Jared Neeves. All right, let's roll this. I love that, and I like how it starts to slow down as if it's got real momentum. Oh, we're getting there. Jared Strasbaugh. Jared, congratulations. You get a free knife sharpening by Jared. How's that? There's a lot of knife Jareds, a lot of knife Justins, I've found out. Jared, congratulations. And Jared Neeves, thanks again for this. You know what? I'll email it to you so I don't have to actually put it in the mail.
Yeah, whatever works. Can't wait to see this 6-foot Japanese sword with a convex edge.
Yeah, that's right. And super hard steel. So if you look at it, it's good till August 17th, my birthday, 2050. So, I don't know if that's, I just had to put something in that spot, and I figured why not
2050?
2050. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. All right, Jared, I'm writing your name down here.
Yep. And
we are going to put this here. Boom. I will have all this stuff out. I'm being organized on the spot. Therapeutic Edge. Peter says, Jared wins work by Jared. It was meant to be. I agree.
Absolutely.
I agree. So still to come, we have an off-grid Sea Dog, we have Savivi Dogma, we have a real steel Rocot, a Finch 1929, and I hear that Spencer is waiting in the green room. We're going to bring Spencer in, Spencer Marquardt. We also have TRM stuff. We got some atom scales, Hextar, Keychain, patch. So now that I have the three of you right here on camera, thank you, DJ, much appreciated. Now that I have the three of you here, it seems like there should be some sort of collaboration brewing between the three of you. Not sure quite how it's going to work, but I mean, who knows? Maybe it's an RSK Mark something in Magna Cut, you know?
Well, it's our policy not to talk about future products, so I'm just going to keep my mouth shut.
Keep it under your hat, man. Keep it under your hat. So Larrin, do you have anything in the works right now? A new steel? I mean, we talked about this a little bit, but you've struck a balance between all of the greatest properties of stainless and all the greatest properties of high carbon. Where do you go from here?
Yeah, I think in the last interview, I talked about a forging steel that I'm working on along with 2 European makers, so Tobias Hongler and Marco Gudeman. though they like to make kitchen knives with really hard, high wear resistant steel that is easy to forge. Forging steels are about as far away as you can get from a stainless PM steel like MagnaCut. So designing it is a lot different in terms of tuning the composition and the microstructure and stuff. So that will be coming. I mean, it could be months, it could be a year. We just did the laboratory development, so we made like 50 pounds of it, and then we tested the heat treatment response and how tough it is, and the edge retention and that kind of stuff, and it met all of the targets. So that was very exciting.
Cool. Well, we have Peter who says, a Ritter in MagnaCut sharpened by Jared, count me in. So I think I started something right here. Put all three of you on the spot, and there we go.
I'm excited to get my hands on it. I really want to sharpen it. So
Laren, are you going to get the when this steel goes to the next step? Are you going to get it into the hands of knife makers who hand forge like you did with MagnaCut?
Yeah, I mean, we've given it to a couple of knife makers. My dad made and sold a kitchen knife in the steel. Its name right now is Apex Ultra. That's the name of the steel.
Ooh, I like that.
So my dad liked working with it. He made a stainless Sanmai, so stainless on the sides with the hard core of Apex Ultra, and he liked how it worked. He said it forged similarly to 52100, which is good. That's a common steel, for the forging guys.
Right.
So the hard balance with a forging steel is it's, like I said, a lot different than a stainless steel. So you want to make sure it doesn't harden in air. So they're forging it and letting it cool in air. If it gets hard, then that makes it hard for them to work with. It also has a chance of cracking if it's hardening in air. Also, it needs to be easy to forge, obviously. So you can't put too much alloy in the steel, or it starts to become really stiff in the hammer. Forging guys are used to working with pretty low wear resistance steel. So if you go too high on wear resistance, they really start to have difficulty with finishing and stuff, especially if they're making large buoys and kitchen knives that have a lot of surface area. So those are a lot of the challenges, but it's really hard to get higher wear resistance forging steels. So the most common ones are like Blue Super from Japan. And that steel is very expensive, and it doesn't come out of Japan very often. There's a couple of grades in Europe, but they have really poor availability. Some of them aren't being made anymore, so there's just drying up, steel. So we tried to make something that was, the next level, a little bit higher combination of wear resistance and toughness. And more exciting is we got really high hardness toughness combination. So like 67, 68 Rockwell, it's the toughest steel I've tested at that hardness. So,
Well, it's interesting because Doug, you're, in fighting for our knife rights, we think a lot of the hobby and the collecting, and but the work you do also supports ancillary businesses like the creation of these new steels.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, what we do helps ensure that there's an industry out there to use these cool steels that Laren's coming up with. And I'll use this opportunity to remind people that our Ultimate Steel Spectacular is still going on. You can make donations, get a chance to win over $110,000 worth of custom production knives, firearms, all kinds of cool stuff. I just came back from the Arkansas Knife Show with thousands of dollars of knives to add to our tail end bonus part. So you get 2 chances to win if you donate at this point. Go to the website, either kniferights.org or ultimatesteel.org, and donate. Please donate. And if you're a knife maker, we still need knives to encourage people to take a chance to win them. So
give away knives. All right. Well, I want to bring in Spencer. We have Spencer Marquardt of Finch Knives with us. Can we bring in a fifth? There we go. Awesome. Spencer, great to have you here, sir.
Hey, guys.
Hey, it's good to see you again. We had a great conversation here on the Knife Junkie podcast, as I have
sure did.
With all 4 of you gentlemen. So it's great to have you here. What's new with Finch Knife Company? I've seen a lot of stuff up on Instagram.
Yeah, we are prototyping 2022 and 2023. We're actually in the design process for 2024. And so we're just patiently waiting now. We've got production runs going for the remainder of the year. We thought we'd have them late July, and just through delays and whatever issues they were coming up with, we weren't able to do the drops as we wanted. So we might end the year a little top heavy. So we're going to really sit down and analyze, you know, how busy do we want to end the year? And so we're just still trying to find that magic formula of as a small little brand trying to gain that traction and get some awareness, but not be overwhelming and in your face. Yeah. We're just really trying to be respectful of all that. And so we've got knives in production that we hope to be dropping soon. We were planning on 4 more for this year, but we might scale that back to maybe 2, maybe 3. We haven't really decided yet. And so it's just been crazy busy. Summer just flew by. You know, we passed on Blade Show this year. Steve and I just had too much stuff going on, and we know we missed out on, you know, this community has just been so fabulous, and we just love it so much. And we know we missed out on meeting a lot of great folks. We went 2 years ago when we were launching the brand, and just it got too crazy for us to go this year. So we're planning on. I think Steve wants to go out to Blade Show West and just take a peek and walk around and not just kind of go low profile. And then we're going to gear up for next year for the big show. And so yeah, we're busy designing. That's what Steve and I do. We love the cosmetic side of the knife. We love the engineering. You know, we're learning the engineering. We by no means ever say we're not knife makers. We just love the design and the beauty of knives. And we're trying to take our passions of, you know, vintage gear and try, how do we turn that or translate that into a fun story and fun pocket knife for folks to carry. So it's been busy. It's been really crazy busy and a lot of fun.
We had one of our viewers, Peter, Therapeutic Edge. He wanted to know if you're going to be at Blade Show West this year.
Well, we're not going to be showing. Steve's going to go out. I think Steve wants to go out and just walk and meet people and just make some introductions. But no, we won't have a table there. So the short answer, no. But Steve will be out there probably with some Finch gear on, just walking and introducing himself and saying hi to people. But Atlanta for sure, count us in. We'll be there ready to rip.
So I have 4 Finch knives myself. It all started with the Runtley 2 Christmases ago, and then I got the Holiday, which I love, and the Cimarron. But my most recent, I've been carrying this quite a bit, is the 1929.
Yeah, that thing got crazy on us. So I was really trying to figure out how do we recreate some sort of saw cut. And without it being saw cut, you know, that's more milled rib pattern in there. And so we just went round and round and finally got it right. And when it was all said and done, we didn't really know the name of that one, the name of that pattern. So I was just looking at it. You know, I'm a big fisherman. Yeah. It looked like a night crawler to me. So we call that one the night crawler. And,
yeah, totally looks like a night crawler.
So yeah, with that kind of rib pattern, that's what we went with. And to get to that point was a lot of work, and we were really pleased with how it turned out. And the red, we just love red. We're going to do a lot more red coming up with Micartas, G10s, a little bit of bone here and there, like there we go, that one right there.
Which one is that? Okay, so hang on, before we find out from Jared which handle material he has, in the comments, #Finch, #Finch, and you will get your very own 1929. Not this one, because this one is mine. Yeah. And I would imagine right now, the one that you sent me, Spencer, is probably sitting on my front porch as we speak.
Hopefully it's, you know, and I completely slipped my mind to get that to you. And it hit me the other day. I was like, oh no, I promised him and I did not deliver. So it's on its way. It should be there. It's actually that bark. It's that kind of grayish brown, the linen micarta.
Oh, nice.
And so nice. Yeah, those night crawlers didn't last too long. And we've got a few of the micartas left, and we're calling it bark. And you know, that little knife was inspired by, you know, me growing up and going to the national forests and the national parks, and specifically Grand Teton. And so we're just trying to keep that one, just keep all that, the marketing on that one with just anything you can find in a national park and all those great memories that come with that kind of stuff.
Kara Neeves, Jared's wife, says that Finch is cool. Jared just showed it to me yesterday. The lock bar is smooth as butter.
That's good to hear.
Yeah, I really do like this knife quite a bit.
Kara says hi to everyone too.
What's that?
I said Kara says hi to everyone as well.
Oh, hey Kara.
Hey Kara.
Good to have you here.
Hi Kara.
So yeah, we've just been hanging out talking knife steels. We've been talking these knives and such. So Spencer, any designs on getting your hands on this new magical steel they call MagnaCut?
I'm sorry, repeat that. I didn't hear it.
I said any plans to get a MagnaCut Finch out there?
We are always open and willing to learn more. As we are learning, we have learned a lot in 2 years, and we are open to any suggestion or recommendation. And I think that's what we found so wonderful in the community is everyone's just out to help us, and we try to return that as much as we can. But we're baby rookies in this industry, and so yeah, we are open and willing to learn and do whatever we can. And we would love to learn more.
Cool. Yeah, I mean, I always wonder how people choose blade steels, because I would imagine there's a balance. Hey, Big Red, thank you, sir. I appreciate that. Little birthday gift from Big Red EDC. I appreciate that, sir. Yeah, because each knife is going to have a different purpose. You're going to choose something different for a small knife than you will a big knife. Is it a camp knife? Does it need toughness? So all of these considerations go into it. And then you have people like
the price.
And the price.
You know, that's an important part of making a decision on what kind of steel you use. And it's not just the cost of the steel, it's the cost of processing the steel. All of that goes into it. You know, you might want to use a particular steel, but you look at the market you're going for and say, well, that's great, but that's going to be too expensive for that market. So it's a balancing act.
And that was a big thing you were talking about, Laren, in our recent show, is that you want knife makers and manufacturers to want to work with it.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, early on with crucible steels, when they were trying to introduce powder metallurgy steels in the market, like S60V, S90V, the knife makers and companies just really didn't want to work with that steel. It was way more abrasion resistant than stuff they'd been using in the past, like 440 CM, 154 CM, and they just did not take off for those reasons. So they were much harder to deal with. So
yeah, and you end up spending a lot of money on things like belts and machine parts and whatever those other things are called. Hey, we are thinking of the thing that goes in the mill. We have Mike Emmler, Crazy Sharp. Good to have you here, sir. He's been doing a cool podcast recently, talking to a lot of cool people. I think, Jared, you were on it, weren't you?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Definitely.
Awesome.
Everybody,
Ryan, North Code, good to have you here, and thank you for the super chat. That's greatly appreciated. It's Jim and I were saying, it's our birthday bash, but this is since I had sort of a party thrown for me last week, this is us throwing a party for all of you, and so thank you very much. So do you think we're ready to do this drawing, Jim? Let's see, that fellow there, John, says, choosing blade steels, I consider variants in the collection. Don't have one or many of said steel. In all reality, I'm going to max out the steel to its breaking point. He is. I mean, John sent me an Emerson to borrow in S35VN, and yeah, he really uses those knives, man. He uses them for sure. Shredder, thank you guys. $5. That's awesome. Thank you. Little birthday present here. All right. Is everyone out there who wants to get a Finch, have you hashtagged Finch? See, there's a commercial. Okay. I don't frequently reference commercials, but there's a commercial out there. It's Don't Become Your Parents commercial. And I think it's for an insurance thing. And there's a group of people hanging out, and older folks, of my age and older, hanging out in a support group. And one of them asks, am I hashtagging? And so I say that frequently with my daughters. They get a big kick out of that because, frankly, I think I'm hashtagging right now. So let's hashtag Finch, and let's see who gets the model 1929 in the dark linen brown micarta. Here we go. It rolls. And we have, let's see, Kevin Nelson, you have won. That's awesome, Kevin. I don't think I have your address, Kevin Nelson. Please send it to me, TheKnifeJunkie at gmail.com. I'll get this out to you. Kevin Nelson, man, you are a lucky winner of the Finch 1929 1929. Yes, the year the Grand Teton National Forest became the Grand Teton National Forest. I think that's a cool story, and I think it's a beautiful knife. Not only do I like the full-bellied clip blade, but it also reminds me a bit of a scalpel in looks and in performance. You know, this is a great knife, and I'm putting your name on it. I'm gonna write in Sharpie. No, I'm just kidding. Kevin Nelson, you get the 1929. Congratulations, sir. All right. See, I like this. I like this giveaway system. It's working pretty well.
Yeah, sure is.
It's working pretty well here. We got a number of other things to give away. We have an off-grid Sea Dog by Shane Gables, donated, bequeathed by Shane Gables, if you will. We have the Savivi Dogma. That's Dave, This Old Sword. Thank you, Dave. He's given a lot of knives over here for giveaway, and we appreciate that. We also have a Real Steel Rocot from Joe the Knife Whisperer. Hey, we have also a bunch of TRM stuff, and I think maybe we'll dip into the TRM stuff. Do any of you guys on screen, I know you represent different knife interests and such, but have we all experienced Three Rivers manufacturing knives?
Sure. And they're regular donors to Knife Rights, so we really appreciate the folks there a lot. Yeah,
they are cool, and they have supplied the knife world with titanium for years and years. I guess 25 years they've been selling titanium to knife makers. Pretty cool. Jared, do you have any TRMs?
Yeah, I have a couple. I actually just sent one out to Mike Emmler, the Shadow, the new Shadow. Love that knife. Fantastic knife. That's probably my favorite one so far, but I also have the Atom. Great knife. I've reviewed the Neutron.
Okay. The Shadow is really cool. I mean, it's another case. Kind of this is someone was asking compared to the Holiday. So this is the 1929 compared to the Holiday. Similar kind of in their bolster lock and their construction. These are so cool. So yeah, the Shadow is another example of someone taking the Axis lock by Benchmade and just bringing it to another level. I had a chance to check out the Shadow at the TRM booth there, and it felt so smooth. And of course, we have the Able lock here on the RSK Mark I Mini. So great. Whereas Christoph says, let's try something. Hashtag Magna Cut. Yeah. Okay. So I think whereas Christoph, Laren, is asking you to give away some Magna Cut. But I don't know if
nobody has any, and neither do I.
You're like the guy who makes pizza who comes home and you're like, yeah, I don't need any more pizza. All right, so let's give away a TRM Atom scale. And before we move on from the Finch 1929, I just want to thank Spencer. Thank you, Spencer, for donating the 1929 to this giveaway. It's nice to be able to give away such fantastic gifts and to have one from the guy who designed it himself. It's
incredible knives, by the way. I just finally got them on the channel. I got 5 different knives from you on the channel yesterday or the day before. So I got a bunch of reviews coming up of your knives. And
awesome.
Yeah, I'm really liking them. They're very, very nice.
Awesome. Thank you very much. I look forward to meeting all you guys in person one day. I know this remote stuff can be troubling and kind of frustrating at times. And so we look forward to meeting everybody. It's going to be, Steve and I just love everything so far. And it's just been a pleasure to meet all you guys. So thank you all for being so welcoming to a couple of new guys.
Oh, man. Hey, so Jared, what's your favorite Finch so far? Not to put you on the spot, but you have a bunch of them.
I'm on the fence right now between the Holiday and the 1929. You know, if I had to just think right now, remember, I haven't tested or reviewed them yet, but that's coming up. But between these two, that's my favorite so far. I really like this clip point, and like you said, it is like a scalpel. It's nice and thin, cuts really well. The smoothness in action, you don't expect it. You really don't. Seeing them on video, I was not expecting this level of smoothness, and it really takes you by surprise. But then I also love just the traditional look to it, while still being a knife of today. And I also love the materials. They're amazing. So it's hard to say. I mean, I can say so much about them.
Big Red EDC says white bone holiday.
Yeah, those are hard to find nowadays.
Oh man, I love that you guys use the natural materials.
Yes,
I
absolutely.
do. Hey, okay, so let's do a giveaway here. Let's do the purple G-Carta Atom scales. Purple G-Carta Atom scales. If you know GL Hansen and Sons, actually, some Finch knives in GL Hansen and Son G-Carta would be kind of sweet too. I got to say, Greg Hansen, making these incredible materials. Here's mine, but also we'll be giving away this. This is mine in the green, as you can see, but we have this purple mountain G-Carta to give away. So let's hashtag Atom. Hashtag Atom. Or no. For the purple, it's Atom 2. Right, Jim? So let's hashtag Atom 2 for these Atom G-Carta scales, and we'll get those out. So you do have to comment to win. Hashtag Atom 2. I just wanted to take a moment to talk about how awesome my pig roast was. And maybe I can get some advice from you guys. Okay, so Spencer, actually, one of my gifts, a guy I work with is a avid fisherman, actually 2 guys. They're cameramen, but they're always kind of flying ties when they're not, Yeah. They have a whole setup on their desk. I'm surprised they haven't been, but if it keeps them happy, I guess they do great work. So yeah. Avid fisherman. I went out one day recently and came back into the office and I was like, I'm going to start fishing again. I used to go with my grandpa and I loved it. It's been years and years. Why haven't I been fishing? And so these guys showed up to my party with a fishing pole. So I got that, which is awesome. I'm very much looking forward to that. And if you don't know, the Finch Runtley was named after the runt fishing lure. So an interesting tidbit. But I have a head. They left me the head from this pig, and I want a clean skull out of it. Nice. And my wife is like, there's a head in the downstairs basement refrigerator. So how do you get? I don't know if any of you are huntsmen or if you know how do I get down to a clean skull here? I was thinking I would leave it outside and let the animals pick it, and my wife seems to think that's a little barbaric. So anyone have any suggestions?
Well, that's what we used to do. So, I mean, Arizona on a ranch, that's sort of how you got them picked clean. Right.
And then I have people telling me, make some sauce. So, I mean, I'm always willing to make some red sauce, but I don't know if I want a head floating around. Yeah. Okay. Maybe not. So I mentioned to the caterer.
I want a picture of that.
Yeah. I'll take the head, please. Yeah. I mentioned to the caterer once it might be cool to have the skull, and that's it. They left it on a platter for me. I'm like, lovely. But anyway, that's what you get.
They didn't teach me about that in metallurgy school.
Imagine my shock. Laren. All right, so let's roll for this. Anyone want this? Find an ant mound. That works. That sounds like it would work. Boil the crap out of it and use a pressure washer. Oh,
there you go.
Boil it.
I was going to say cook it and just peel the meat off of it. But because cooking it'll get some of the brains out. Cook it really good. But I guess that depends on whether or not you want to cook the bone or not. You can bleach it and stuff like that to get it back to white.
Yeah, and we could go totally
bleach right there.
Yeah. Yep, boil it, says Sue Chicken. Or maybe I put it on a stick in the backyard like Lord of the Flies, and everybody sort of understands you don't mess with the DeMarcos. Dark Gravity says, run a rope through the eye sockets and drop it in a pond.
Let the fish have it.
All right, so we got the TRM Atom scales here in purple G-Carta. Let's take a look. Let's take a look who wins this. All right, Atom 2. I think that this is pretty cool. I hope that someone with Shane, that fella, Chicago, Jock's knife. All right, Jock lives across the pond. I'll happily send this over to you, and maybe I'll put something else in the package to make it worth the post. That is awesome, Jock's knife. I don't know if you guys know Jock, but you should follow him on Instagram. He's got a really nice knife collection, and he's also got some beautiful, what do you call them? Huskies. Gorgeous Malamutes or Huskies, something like that, that he is the proud papa of. JN, 5-gallon bucket, sawdust, mealworms. Mealworms. It just keeps getting better and better.
Well, and then you can use the worms to go fishing.
There you go.
Hey, man, that actually works perfectly. Casper, thank you. Happy birthday. Where are the elements sourced for? Oh, where are the elements sourced from the Magna Cut?
Well, it uses normal elements as in other steels, so it's just Crucible does the sourcing for that, obviously. So you buy the elements in the form of a ferro alloy, meaning it's like 50% iron, 50% manganese, for example, would be ferromanganese. So they'll buy ferrovanadium, ferroniobium, ferromanganese, etc., and then they just throw it in the big vat of liquid steel. So.
Ferro? Is that what you said? Ferro?
Yeah, ferro, like iron.
Oh, okay. Okay, I got you. And just throw it in there and boom.
Well, there's
You
no
got
explosion.
Okay, good. Thank you for clearing that up. Yeah, so not boom at all. So does anyone have any questions for these fine gentlemen we have here on our screen here? I am talking, I'm just, it's funny because I've had my parents visiting me and they're like, how do you talk for so long? You just talk, you just keep going. And I don't know. I don't know where that came from, but it must come from them somehow. So, All right. Next giveaway. What should we do? I want some input. We have a real steel Rocot or a titanium keychain. What do you think it should be? Anyone?
Real steel.
Real steel. All right. The real steel Rocot, donated by Joe, This Old Sword Blade Reviews. And this is a great knife designed by Ivan Braganets over there in Russia. It's, whoops, can't do that with my left, I guess. What is this? It's N690 steel and G10, black G10. This is a very, very cool knife. It's a front flipper. It's a regular thumb stud knife, and it's quite large. It's a nicely sized knife. So anyone who wants that, hashtag Rocot, and we'll be giving that away. Rocot. Yes, check it out. So Spencer, the Devil's Finger.
Yeah.
Is that one of the new ones that we can all look forward to?
It should be on its way. It should be hitting dealers hopefully in about 3 weeks.
Okay.
We were hoping earlier this month, but I think they just had some production snags and things like that, just in general. So it's on its way. It's near completion. And so, yeah, we expect it to be in the hands of the dealers in about 2 or 3 weeks would be our guess. And it's going to come in a red micarta with a satin blade finish and a stone wash finish. And then it's going to come in a green micarta with a black wash finish on. Just 2 different variations for this. We've been doing 3 variations, but we decided to try 2 just to see. Steve and I are still trying to, we're still playing with the supply and demand numbers and how all that works and what the best formula is for us and for our dealers. We sell a little bit direct, but the dealers are gobbling up most of what we produce, which is very cool and awesome. That doesn't leave a lot left for us to, work with our customers and fans that like to buy direct. Those are not a lot. I mean, like I said, a good portion of what we produce is going back to the dealers, and they should have them here really soon. We were hoping last month, it just didn't work out.
You've been posting the green micarta with the black blade, and
yeah.
I love that. And I think it is so beautiful. I think that's a handsome combo.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, Steve's had some fun with that one. He's had it out. Steve's a big camper hiker, so he's had it out. Actually, I think you just saw him walk by. Here's Steve right here.
Hey, Steve. So thanks for all you do, man.
There's Steve. There's Steve.
Hey. Nice to meet you, man.
I got in late, so I was sitting here listening, and I just grabbed the red Devil's Finger so you can take a look at it.
So this is it here. Sorry about the reflections and glares. And, we had some guys say, hey, throw a reversible clip on something. And this was the first knife that it made sense to do that. And so we'll have the reversible clip. And, this one's a fun one. It's just, we love the personality of it. Oh, yeah, here's the black one. So here's the other version. And
so nice.
Share my PTT. So yeah, we just love the personality of this knife. It kind of plays the, Steve and I, we try to be proper and professional, but we also have that kind of devilish side in us. And let's design a knife around our split personalities. So just, some marketing fun with that. That's all that came down to.
Hey, Steve, we all love the sapphire crystal and the loom on it too. I know that's part of your watch. Tell us a bit about your watch company. Is it Raven? Is that what it's called?
Yeah, Raven Watches. I've been working on since about 2008. I was with another watch brand as well from that time until about 2015. But Raven, now a good solid 10 years. Part of the idea though was that I knew the sourcing to get sapphire done, but I really liked the vintage knives that had their logos in the handles. When we went to Blade Show, I saw a number of those. Just old knives that had steel logos in them or some kind of like added branding. So I just kind of thought that sapphire would work well because it's so scratch resistant and, in your pocket, you're not going to scratch it. It adds a little bit of a crystal kind of, high quality component to it.
Yeah.
So far so good. Everybody likes it. So.
Yeah, it's a cool, I love the shield. I love that it evokes those old style knives, but I also like the kind of modernity of having it glow in the dark. It's cool.
Yeah.
I always my girls always like to, anything to stall going to sleep. And my youngest, she's always asking about either the loom on my watch or where's that knife. And so, it's been the 1929.
Awesome.
All right, so we have this here. Oh wait, North Code Ryan says, "Can Mr. Ritter beat you verbally again?" Oh my God. Okay, so we had Doug on our live Thursday night show, and we always do something called the knife fight at the end of the night, and it's a debate, and it's something important like Benchmade versus Spyderco or S35 versus So we just debate. We debate knife issues.
I didn't realize I'd won, but hey, cool.
Yeah, you roundly shellacked me, I think was what people came to. So yeah, I think you destroyed me. But
Thank you, Big Red ADC. I appreciate it.
Yeah, Big Red says thanks to Doug. What you got there?
I was seeing if I don't know if it'll come over camera, but I was illuminating it.
Yeah, there you go.
Oh yeah. Nice. That's so cool. Such a charming feature.
Nice.
That's another thing about. Say what?
I said it's definitely a nice little touch. Really elegant. It looks really good. I like the shield too. I think it definitely makes it pop.
Thank you.
They're charming and tough knives. That's what I like.
Yeah.
That's right. Both. That's right.
There you go.
Like James Bond, maybe. Scott N says, many more guests of this caliber, and we may create a singularity. Yeah. Oh my God. It's all coming to a head. All right. So let's do this. Who wants the real steel Rocot? Let's choose. Comment to win, hashtag Rocot. You got 60 more seconds to get in there, and then we're going to spin the wheel and find out who wins this. Spencer, EDC Journeys says, Spencer, let's talk about a Finch nest. Members pay dues, get a first run of each new Finch automatically, even early, but it's pod auto service. Oh, I see what you mean. I want each one that I'm flipping. That's interesting. That's an interesting idea. Finch nest.
Well,
like an insider's club.
Like sure, yeah. Steve and I, we always, we're always hashing out ideas, and like I said earlier, we are so open to suggestions, and that's actually a great idea. I hadn't thought of that. Steve, does that come across? I mean, that's something to really consider.
It's kind of like the hinderer herd, or people. Now I can't think of the other, but there are a lot of fan-based groups that coalesce around a knife brand. We've all heard of the hinderer herd because their logo is a horse. So it's kind of the same thing. Finch nest. I like that idea, EDC Journeys.
For sure.
Like the Spyderco Club. Kesmar, I would join the Finch nest, says Ketmuk.
Very good.
I would too, man. I think after this, it becomes a moral imperative.
I think so too.
All right. So, Jim, let's pull this up. The Rocot bequeathed to the channel by our good friend Joe Frazier, Joe the Knife Whisperer. And I have thoroughly examined this knife. It looks like it got absolutely no carry. And all of these knives are new. So here you go. Let's roll it, shall we? Who gets the Rocot? I see my name is in there, so that's good.
You're cheating.
I like this knife. Andrew R. Andrew R., you are the winner. You are the winner, Andrew R., of the Real Steel Rocot, designed by Ivan Braganets, acclaimed Russian designer, in G10 and N690. Hey, does anyone out there know, this is, by the way, this is a fully flat ground knife and razor sharp. And that deep carry pocket clip, not for nothing, is pretty cool looking. So does anyone know, I guess this question has to go to Laren. What are the properties of N690 and what are its American analogs?
N690 is a bowler steel. It's basically 440C, but with 1.5% cobalt added to it. So it's sometimes compared to VG10 because of the cobalt similarity. But cobalt doesn't do that much, really. So I think it's more similar to 440C than it is to VG10. So it's a conventionally produced steel. It's not powder metallurgy. So it's kind of upper end budget steel, okay. I would say. So yeah, it's a decent steel. So it's pretty easy to work with. Yeah. So if you like VG10 or 440C, then you would like N690 probably.
It's an interesting thing about N690. You see it on a lot of expensive European knives, like Fox, and by expensive I mean like in the 200s. Fox Knives uses N690. You know, I don't want to say exclusively, but overwhelmingly, there's a preponderance of N690 in their lineup, and they have no problem charging $250 for a knife with N690, which just leads me to believe that, first of all, I love Fox knives. I'm not in any way, but I mean, to some people, it's not necessarily the steel that goes into it that's really drawing the price. For me, oftentimes it's the designer,
Well, a lot of custom knife makers use inexpensive steels. So like you said, it's not always about the steel. So.
Right. Zen Ali, good to have you here, Zen. I met Zen at the TRM booth this year. It was very nice to meet him. He wants to know, Spencer and Steve, are you guys considering a slip joint?
Yeah, Steve, you want to take this one?
Yeah, we actually have, 6 or 7 designs drawn out, and we're kind of narrowing that down to our the first one we're going to prototype, maybe 1 or 2 that we're already have moving into prototype phase. And yeah, we definitely are working on slip joints, and we're excited about it too.
So, Steve, you're a big slip joint fan, am I right?
I do. I grew up in the 80s, so most of my knives back then were slip joints. I want to say my first probably flipper, or not even flipper, but my first kind of quick access knives were probably Spydercos in the late 90s.
Yeah.
But before that, it was, I had Scout knives, I had Swiss Army knives, I still have my original Scout knife here somewhere.
Oh, nice.
You guys are making me feel old. Well, I am, but
so this is mine. I believe my grandpa gave this to me.
Oh, nice.
When I was a kid, probably in an elementary school or something. So it's got a lot of age, but this is a traditional Scout knife. It's got a couple screwdrivers on it, a couple bottle openers and can openers. But I love the way it's patinaed over the years.
Oh yeah.
I don't carry it as much anymore, but I think what we're looking to do is a little bit smaller and thinner than this, so it will be easy to put in your pocket.
Right.
The idea of the flipper, in my opinion, having a pocket clip is for one-handed quick access, right? So you use one hand, it's quickly deployed. The idea of the slip joint is you don't need to have that kind of speed, right? You can take your time, you can take it out of your pocket. You don't threaten your grandkids, or your neighbor's kids. So it's a little more old school, a little more traditional, and I think there's room for it today. With so many, knives that are similar, it's like, why not go back to stuff that we used to use?
Yeah, and your design style is begging for it. I mean, you guys, yeah, it's just
Thank you,
they're definitely. We all look forward to a Finch slip joint. What was that? Oh, Zach, thank you, Zach, much appreciated. It is a happy birthday indeed, with people like Zach leaving me a super chat. I appreciate that, sir. Jim, can you go back to that last comment? Andrew R., I just picked up a Ritter RSK Mark I a few weeks ago and have been carrying it. Fantastic knife. And thank you, Mr. Ritter, for your work at Knife Rights.
I really appreciate it. You know, I can't do what I do with Knife Rights without the support that I gain from the knives I sell, and without the support from the manufacturers and custom makers who donate knives to us for us to use in our Ultimate Steel Spectacular. Unfortunately, it takes money to go do the work that we do, whether it's lobbying in the state capitals or in litigation and the cost of lawyers. It takes money to protect our rights. It takes money to get rid of these stupid knife laws that have existed for decades. By the same token, I think we are returning your investment in us. 34 bills passed or enacted in 23 states since 2010. Bans removed in over 150 cities. I think we're giving you a good return on your investment, and I sincerely appreciate all of you who donate, whether it's donating cash to Knife Rights or donating knives so that we can use them in our Ultimate Steel Spectacular. I can't do it myself. Passion won't do it. It does take money.
Doug,
go donate.
Yep. A guy that I lives in the neighborhood, and I see at our neighborhood pool. He's a carpenter. He does real high end stuff, and he recently had a knife of a very esteemed brand blow apart on him. And I was like, well, since you like that and like the whole mechanism and setup, try this. And I sent him a link to the RSK Mark I, and he's going to be getting that. He thought S30V and Benchmade. Well, there, I said it. He thought that those were just the pinnacle of knives, and then he was like, I don't know what happened. All I was doing was, and he uses his knives hard. So I'm sending him your way. I can't wait to hear what he has to say, because, as a knife fondler and stropper, I don't take that knife to its ultimate limits, but I have a feeling this guy will, for sure.
We design knives to be used, as I'm sure Spencer and them do as well. It's nice that people appreciate them for, if you want to say, the design and all the rest of that.
Yeah.
But, the real test is getting out and using them.
Yeah.
And that's what we design our tools to do. They may be pretty, they may use cool materials, but I think most of us who design knives expect them to be used.
Yeah.
And that's what we build. We build tools to use.
It's a tool at the end of the day.
That's right.
Yeah.
Knives Fast, good to have you here. He says, hey, Doug, I need legal autos in Virginia. And we talked about that a lot here. Any inroads to that direction?
You may be familiar with the fact that we have gotten a number of repeals through the legislature. And until you guys get a new governor, there's just not much going to happen in Virginia. Ultimately, there's not enough votes for a veto override, at least not at this juncture. And, it's just one of those unfortunate stories. You have you have a governor who so hates the thought of automatic knives that he even vetoed a bill that would have given jobs to the poorest county in the entire state, that would have not allowed automatic knives in Virginia, but would have allowed people like Blue Ridge Knives and Blade HQ to sell knives to other states where they're perfectly legal, any of the other 44 states. And he vetoed it, saying basically, well, if Virginians shouldn't have these knives, then we shouldn't help other people have them, even if they're legal there.
Yeah. And I'll
mean,
remind
that-
everyone that this came hot on the heels of being busted for wearing blackface to his school prom. So, you know, he just doesn't like bad, or what he perceives as, you know, bad press. And if some pearl clutcher out there sees that he signed off on a switchblade thing, you know, so he can't afford it. So when he's gone, man, we got a lot of fish to fry in this state, and automatic knives are one. Wait, put that last one up, Jim, if you would. I just saw Nova. Yeah, I get it. We need a new governor for sure. Unfortunately, Northern Virginia outnumbers the rest of us. That's where we are.
And it's true, but by the same token, and you know, we have, so your governor's going away, and you're going to get a new governor. Probably a Democrat, maybe a Republican. You know, we have gotten automatic knife ban repeals done in states with Democratic governors. We can do it. We just need someone we can work with.
Oh, yeah.
We get bipartisan support for every bill that we do. So it's not like it's a one-sided issue. You just need a governor with a little bit of an open mind and willing to work and listen to the legislature. I mean, traditionally, vetoes are reserved for bills that involve very emotional, highly charged things, which, you know, I'm sorry, knives are not that.
No.
Which is why we've been able to get the other side on our bills. You know, for them.
What is scary about automatic knives? Is that a carryover from the 50s?
Yes, that's a carryover from the 50s. West Side Story and
Rebel Without a
Cause, and it's unfortunate. And when we go and we talk to legislators and we discuss the history of these bans and we show them that these automatic knives don't open any quicker than the already legal one-hand opening knives and that sort of thing. And we explain to them that people are being arrested for simply carrying a tool, that it doesn't matter how it opens or how long the blade is. That's how we get this bipartisan support. And we just occasionally run into a governor who's a pain. Virginia being an example. Pennsylvania's been an example, though we're hoping to change that. New York, the classic example. I mean, 2 vetoes before he finally signed our bill with our case ready to go to conference at the Supreme Court. 9.5 years of fight. So we don't give up, but you know, sometimes you got to wait for the right opportunity.
We had Where is Christoph say, imagine living in Europe where he lives, where there is no Doug Ritter. And yeah, Europe, you know, you should still be carrying swords on your belts, for God's sake. I mean, give me a break, man. Okay, so I'm serious. Like so much great knife history from Europe. As a matter of fact, my EDC today, straight from Spain, you know, the Navaja. We should still be carrying Navajas, right? I mean, come on, it's not unreasonable. All right, so let's do a quick another Adam scale giveaway. These are for the TRM Adam. This is in green canvas micarta, beautiful, unsealed. You know, I have not removed them. They'd show up much better on camera if I pulled them out, but I want to leave the sticker on there so you know you're the first to paw these. So let's hashtag Adam. This is for the second set of TRM Adam scales. EDC Journey says, Doug, can you do any volunteer work for Knife Rights officially up in my zone? And he laughs out loud. I'd love to advocate for it and help somehow. Oh, okay. Can he do some work?
Where is he?
I am not sure. Where are you, sir? Let us know, EDC Journeys. I mean, I would imagine that there must be volunteer opportunities anywhere you are somehow.
So individuals help us most by writing their legislators or governors when we ask them to, and you need to be signed up for our News Slice newsletter to know when to do that, or pay attention to our Instagram or Facebook feeds. Show up at hearings which is often difficult for folks because it's typically in the middle of the week and it's usually short notice. Oftentimes we don't have more than a few days notice, sometimes even less than that. Or if you've got knife bans and you want to see them rescinded, meet your legislator, meet your representative, meet your senator, ask them, and we're happy to help you introduce the concept of knife rights to your legislature. You know, it's not a top of the mind issue. Most legislators haven't even thought about if they have bad knife laws. So we can help you talk to your legislator, give you the talking points, make the introduction, because ultimately, in order to get a bill going, in order to repeal a ban or to pass knife law preemption to get rid of state, city, and town bans, we have to find a bill sponsor. And sometimes that's very difficult. A number of our bill sponsors have come from individuals talking to their representative, their senator, us helping them, making the introduction, and us then taking the ball and running with it.
So EDC Journey says, do you have any official templates or forums to do that? For example, how would I get started, even if it's not under knife rights? It's my hobby and it's stupid logic in Vermont, he says.
So drop us a line at the email link on the website, or to dritter@kniferights.org, and we can sort of walk you through the process. We don't have a form or a template, but we do have some boilerplate that I can send you that walk you through bringing up the subject with your representative or your senator. Whether you make an appointment to meet him or you meet him at some political function, it all starts with a conversation. All these bills that we have passed have started with a conversation with a representative or a senator.
Awesome. All right. Well, we can all find ways to be useful and to further this cause,
like donating in the Ultimate Steel,
like donating to the Ultimate
a chance
Steel,
to win some really cool knives,
and having that cool card in your wallet that says you're a member of Knife Rights. That's also cool. I make sure everyone sees that when I pull out they still card me in Virginia. They still card me. I'm 50 years old. They card me. All right. So let's
had that problem for a long time.
Well, it's never a winter thing. When I grow my beard and the gray comes, they're like, yeah, all right, old man, seek solace in your whiskey. All right. So let's do this. Hashtag Adam to win these beautifully contoured canvas micarta handle scales for the TRM Adam. This is mine. You don't get to win this, but you do get to win this. Now, the last winner of the G-Carta handle scales, Jock, just had to buy an Adam to go with his new scales. So I love that. That's dedication, man. That's justification. All right, let's do this. Let's roll it, Jim. Let's see who wins these beautiful green canvas micarta handle scales. All right, we're slowing down. ENG EDC, you are the winner, ENG. ENG EDC just won some TRM Adam scales. Now, one thing about TRM that is so cool is how their models are all designed to be customized. You know, you don't have to take the whole knife apart. You don't have to remove the pivot to change the scales. All you have to do is remove 2 screws. And I think that's a great thing. So you can always go to their website and find scales there, but they have limited selections, and the real hot ones tend to go fast. So ENG EDC, you are the lucky winner, and we're very happy for you. I'm going to make sure that gets in the mail. Boy, I didn't think about this, but all this mailing, I'm going to have to go to spend some time at the post office. Oh, good.
Yeah, well, try showing at the post office with 200 knives to mail to people.
So
their eyes get big. It's gonna take a while, isn't it?
Yeah.
So, what do you use? All those the little $8 boxes?
Yeah, we most of our donation knives go out in priority mailboxes, unless they're valued over $2,000 and our insurance requires FedEx or
Damn.
USPS. And we have a number of knives this year valued over $2,000 that you could win.
Nice. All right. So two more, let's see, two more knives to give away. I'm going to put this one up. This is the Savivi Dogma, donated to us by Dave, This Old Sword Blade Reviews. I am sorry. Well, I'm not sorry. I think that that is one of the most beautiful clip point shapes out there. I love this knife. I love the way it looks. It's got faux jigged G10. So it looks, my camera's a little murky today. It's got a faux jig G10 there, and it's on bearings. Very smooth, you know, Savivi, how they do it. This is the Dogma, and I had a blue one that Joe Knife Whisperer gave to me that I loved so much, but every time I brought it out, Jim was like, in the comments, he's like, I really like that knife. And Jim went to North Carolina. That's his thing. Hag, great to have you here, sir. That's his thing. So I sent him. He is now the owner of that beautiful blue Savivi. EDC Journey says, congratulations. All right, if you want to win this here knife, this here Dogma by Savivi, be sure to hashtag in the comments, hashtag Dogma. That thing is very, very beautifully hollow ground. What do you all think of the hollow grind?
I think Savivi does a really good job with their grinds, period. They're nice and even. They're always set up to cut. And I think that one in particular is like 15 thousandths behind the edge, super thin. But yeah, I think they're amazing. Definitely.
And I'm a flat ground person. You know, all my knives, my favorite knives are flat ground. You know, we talked about my first good knife, the Sabenza, which was hollow ground. Mm-hmm. And I love that knife, but I like the added robustness that you get with a good high flat ground knife. And nobody's ever complained about the slicing abilities of my knife, so I'm happy with the flat ground.
Well, it stands to reason that you'd like the flat ground.
Is this that debate?
It can be. It stands to reason to me that you'd like the flat grind because you come from a survival background, aviation survival, and then the equipped to survive. You know, you kind of might want a little bit of more beef behind that edge there, just to ensure that you can, you know, that it'll be tough and you can slam it through whatever you need to slam it through. See, you can tell I haven't been in a survival situation. I'm talking about slamming. But we're seeing a Ritter Finch in Magna Cut. Ritter Finch. I like it. I like it. Of course, sharpened by Jared and given away by me. Awesome. Savivi does a good job on their plunge grinds, Neeves will tell you.
Yes, absolutely. Absolutely.
TN Tanto says hashtag Dogma, but you're a Tanto collector. You really want that Dogma? I mean, maybe we can flatten the front out for you. Just kidding, of course.
Snap it off.
Yeah, little bit of knife blade humor there. It's getting crazy in here. See, can I? Yeah, you can do it reverse flick and everything.
So Savivi makes a good blade. I mean, they're another company, we and Savivi, that contribute to Knife Rights and contribute knives, and it's a partnership between us and industry and the makers and the custom makers and the donors who enter for a chance to get one of those knives or to get one because they give a donation of a certain amount.
And now they have Sen Cut.
Yep.
Which is the budget Savivi, which is kind of funny because Savivi was started out as a budget brand, but
the budget version of the budget.
Yeah, exactly. You know who else I love is Bestech, man. They just make some killer knives. I love Bestech. I like their branded knives, and I like their what do you call it? Their OEM knives. I mean, everything that I've had by them has been just. And half the time you don't know whether it's a Bestech or not, but I sometimes I feel like I can tell. I just think they do a great job.
Yeah, they do. For sure. You know that real steel you had, I don't know if you know this or not, but you know the dots on the G10?
Yeah.
That's actually Morse code for the designer's name.
Oh, get out of here. It looked
Yeah.
like Morse code,
Yeah.
but I couldn't tell. And you can see it there in the clip too.
Yep.
If my camera will focus. There you go. It's a cool
I
knife.
don't know his name.
His name is Ivan Braganets.
Well, there it is in Morse code.
Just in case you were wondering.
Yeah.
Christoph, I like hollow grinds. It's fancy. Well, you know, I always liked the look of a straight razor. And I always thought that was the first time I ever became aware of what a hollow grind is through a straight razor. So you see that and you think, that's sharp. All right, comment to win this Savivi Dogma, donated by Dave, This Old Sword Blade Reviews. I think we've given adequate time. What do you think? Let's spin the wheel here and let's see who wins the Dogma. So I say spin the wheel because usually we have a wheel when we do the Gentleman Junkie giveaways on Thursday night. And this is a really cool, oh man, when it slows down, I start to get real. Quack, you won, Quack. Congratulations, sir. What are you laughing at, Spencer? The fact that I get agita?
Start getting jumpy.
Yeah.
All right, Quack, congratulations, sir. You have won the Savivi Dogma. I am writing it on my paper here. And I don't think it could happen to a nicer guy, though I've never met you in person. You've been with us through Thursday Night Knives for a long time, so I'm happy to see you are the winner of this Old Sword Blade Reviews bequeathed Savivi Dogma. And then we have one more knife left to give away, but before we do that, we're going to give away some TRM stuff. We have some titanium here. We all know that TRM started as a titanium company. And so we have a titanium logo keychain right here. So this is up for grabs. This one is #keychain. #keychain. This one actually is not sealed with a sticker, so I will pull it out. There you go. Look at that. That's their logo, and this is titanium. It's very light, as you might expect. So you want that? This will be a quick one. We won't let it go for too long. And then we have a Hexstar tool, and then we'll get back to one more the one more knife. And I know it's Saturday, and you guys don't feel obligated to hang out here because I didn't bring any pulled pork with me. It might be hard to keep you. So,
Wait.
What?
Weren't we supposed to get pulled pork? What are you talking about? You were supposed to send pulled pork.
Yeah. Well, really, I just brought you here to get advice on how to get all the flesh off of that pig head I have in my
I thought we were at least
refrigerator.
going to see the pig head.
I think it's in a bed of congealed pig fat and such. I do not look forward to. You know what? Well, no, that's dark. I'm going to leave that there. But yeah, just knowing that there's a head in my basement has been weird. I'm like,
You got a good time ahead of you.
Yeah, exactly. Like Jim didn't get it any either, he says. Well, Jim, I was going to bring some into the office. Jim and I work in the same office, and I was going to bring some in for him, but it just ended up in my mom's sauce, and then the cake, I just ate that. That was a late night thing. So who wants to win this keychain here? Let's do this. Let's roll for the keychain. Look at that. We got the TRM atom, or the TRM titanium keychain. Hey, Spencer, Steve, any titanium on your knives besides I know the pocket clips are titanium, right?
Yeah, they are. And that is it so far. We've talked about changing things around a little bit on maybe some future designs. But right now, we love what we can do with that satin finish on those bolsters on those.
Oh, yeah.
And we are looking into that. That might be something maybe a couple of years, maybe next year.
I mean, we've tossed around the idea of a titanium side with a lockup. And that's about it. Or even titanium scales on both sides. We've talked about that.
We're big traditionalists, if you can't already tell.
Yeah.
And so we will eventually get there. But we just with the look and feel we're going with, we don't want to stray too far from that yet. But we will. That has been addressed, and we will definitely look into it down the road.
Well, it's the sort of thing you could wheel out every once in a while for the nesters. You know, look, we have titanium and we have carbon steel. Oh my God! You know what? Even more than titanium on your knives, I would love to see carbon steel and to get a patina on my holiday. That would be cool.
There was a guy that put something on Instagram, I don't know, maybe a couple of weeks ago, and he did something with a torch to a holiday.
Oh, nice.
He treated it with a torch and gave it this, I don't even know how you describe it. Well, no, he did the whole thing. He did the bolsters, he did the clip, and it was obviously one of a kind, unique, and it was so smoking good looking. So yeah, there's some fun stuff we can look at for sure. But I think we just still go back to our traditional roots and don't stray too far from that yet.
Well, you guys have the ultimate platform, you know, when you have a knife like this and you can just keep changing the handle scales and the blade finishes. I mean, that's your knives are imminently collectible. You know what I mean?
Well, thank you. Yeah, you know, with the holiday too, it is we got, I don't know if we got ahead of ourselves, but when we did the first drop, it was a successful drop for us. We were really, really happy with it. And everyone, all of the Western guys jumped all over that white bone one because they followed Doc Holliday. And that was the inspiration. Some of the inspiration behind that knife was, you know, some of these crazy Wild West characters, specifically Doc Holliday.
Right.
And so that the white version just flew. It was gone. But it is fun to be able to mix things up. And we love variety. And we love to keep it different and unique. And so yeah, we'll do another white bone version, but we're going to sit on holiday for a little while, let it hibernate, bring it back, you know, maybe another year from now. But we did 2 drops back to back, just because we're still so new and young, and we're just trying to get some awareness. But yeah, holiday is going to go away for a little while. 1929 is probably going to go into hibernation for a little bit, and then we'll bring them back out probably in the next, probably at least a year, a good 12 months.
That's cool. That's a good way to do it too. Build up a little anticipation.
Yeah.
Everyone loves the holiday. People have been going nuts about the 1929, and in the traditional world, white bone is king. So I mean, you put that out every once in a while, and man, you're gonna have a hard time keeping.
Yeah, we've had. I think I've told you this before in a previous conversation. You know, we've had guys reach out to us and say, "Hey, I'm not a knife guy. I don't carry knives. I don't use knives, but they're Wild West fans and they're huge Wyatt Earp, Kansas cowboy culture, and they gobbled up the white bone holidays just for the fact that it was inspired by a crazy Wild West character in the Wild West." And so that part of our business is a lot of fun when we're reaching guys and gals who don't, you know, they might not be that knife guy, but maybe the story touches them in some way and they jump on one. So we think that's pretty cool.
That is cool. All right, so let's do that. Let's do the drawing for the keychain, Jim. All right. Spin the wheel of destiny, sir. Who is going to get this? I'm going to throw this in a little envelope and hope it gets there. No, I'm just kidding. Alan King. Alan King, you are the winner, Alan, of this beautiful titanium keychain from Three Rivers Manufacturing. The titanium, let's see, how much, the titanium supplier to the stars. I'm sorry, Alan, who was that? Alan G?
Alan King.
Alan King. Thank you. Alan King. Yes. It takes an engineer to remind me. Mm-hmm. An engineer. Yeah. You're like, I'm so much more than an engineer. You don't even know, but I get it. This man has his PhD in metallurgy. All right. Speaking of metal, we're going to put this Hextar up immediately. This is a cool little bit. This is from TRM also. And then we have another knife after this. And then I think we're pretty much good. This is called the Hextar, but look at this. It's got a hex wrench. I'm not sure if this is big enough for air canisters or what, but you can remove the beer, the cap from your beer. It looks a little bit like a creature there, and it is all titanium.
Like an elephant.
Yeah, it does look like an elephant, doesn't it?
Yeah, it does.
I'm not sure what the
The guy in the wife collects elephants, so.
Yes. Oh, okay.
These elephants everywhere.
All right. Yeah, right. Exactly. Yep. So I think, Doug, you need to hashtag Hextar to get this so that your wife never is at a loss for how to open up her beer. There you go.
No problem.
All right, let's. Just saying. Okay, honey, I didn't mean anything by it, honey. But we can rest assured she's not watching. Am I correct?
That's correct.
She's not watching. Just got my first TRM the other day. Alan, what did you get? I'm curious what TRM you got. They have the new, what are they? They have the Nerd out, not the Nerd, the Neutron out right now, and they have some really nice G-Carta scales for that, which I think is awesome. Alan King is the winner. All right, next we'll be doing the Hectare. And then we have an off-grid. But let's do this real quickly. We'll do that afterward. We're going to do a drawing for a T-shirt. Jim created this awesome Birthday Bash T-shirt, and we'll put something up there and find out who wants a T-shirt. But comment to win the Hextar. That's hashtag HEXTAUR. Thank you, NAF Sergeant. I appreciate it. It's not only my birthday, but it was Jim's birthday, and it's Laren's birthday. A couple of days ago at this point. But we have a lot of really compelling August birthdays here that we want to celebrate. What was that last one up there, Jim?
Bone my car to Adam.
I still have my bone, my car to Adam. Amazing knife, amazing company. I agree with you, Tony, but a bone my car to.
That's amazing. I don't know if I've seen that.
I wonder if that's.
That, Bob?
I don't know. I'm wondering if that's just a raw canvas micarta, without any of the ochre color in it. Love my Adam Tidal Wave G-Carta scales. Man, I don't know what it is about G-Carta. I just think it's the coolest stuff. And people tend to love it. It's got a real warmth to it. I mean, my the G-Carta on this feels like fleshy almost. It almost feels fleshy. Savannah Rose is in. I love knives. My birthday is this week. Happy birthday. I love knives. I hope you have an excellent one. And I hope you're a Leo and not a Virgo. But if you are a Virgo, that's cool too. Bone Linen Micarta. Blade HQ exclusive.
Nice.
All right. So let's see who's going to win this Hextar. Hashtag Hextar. Blame Dexter. Creepy. Hi, I'm new. Well, hi, Blame Dexter. It's good to have you here, man. Man or a woman. I have a feeling you're probably a guy. But so we're giving this away, this Hextar. And then after that, you're just in time for the last knife giveaway of the day. We've given away a Finch 1929, thanks to the guys in the lower right, Steve and Spencer. Thank you so much, guys. We've given away a Real Steel Rocot. That was donated to the channel by Joe Frazier, the Knife Whisperer. A Harn's Harvest and a Savivi Dogma, both given to the channel by Dave, This Old Sword Blade Reviews. We are greatly appreciative. Thank you, guys, for making this such a fun giveaway kind of session here. So now for the Hextar, this is a hex wrench, and thank you, Steven Spencer, say the guys at Shredder. This is a beer cap lifter and a hex thing here out of titanium from TRM Manufacturing, and we're going to do the drawing this very same moment. Let's see, Hextar. Who's going to get this? Who is going to receive this envelope? Hunter, JN, Clayton, Allen, Chicago, Shredder Knife Reviews. The guys at Shredder. We have Ezekiel and Jonathan. All right, guys. Well, you get this. It'll fit nicely on your keychain here, and it's a cool little bit of titanium. And titanium is so interesting because you look at it, it feels like it should weigh more, but that's why we keep going to titanium, isn't it? Such an awesome material. All right, guys, one last thing to give away, and that is this off-grid knives Sea Dog. It is a swashbuckler, Os 8 steel. You've got a full belly and a flat ground, a saber ground. What would you call this? A bellied Warncliffe? I don't know. A saber blade? I'm not sure what you would call it. It will open Ezekiel's root beer. Good man. Stick to that root beer, kid. You'll be glad you did. You got a deep carry pocket clip, yes, with recessed screws. We all love that, and a glass breaker. You've got the G10 handle scales and sort of an Anzoid pattern. Remember the Anzo pattern? And something interesting about this knife, it is a hard use knife for sure, and you can tell because it's got a secondary lock. That's right. And if you don't like secondary locks, it's on the off side and small, so you don't feel it, you don't notice it until you need it. So last knife giveaway of the day is the Off-Grid Knives Sea-Dog, hashtag Sea-Dog. This was donated to us by a good friend, Shane Gables. Thank you, Shane. Shane is a stolid supporter of the show, and we appreciate it. I do love that. I like the Off-Grid knives quite a bit. I think all of them except for their high-end Scorpion are made by Best Tech. They make some good knives, man, like I said. And so there we go. OS 8. Laren, what do you think of OS 8?
OS 8 is a good steel. I mean, it's made in Japan. It's in the same ballpark as like BD1, which has been more popular in recent years. It's the next level up in carbon over OS 6, which is similar to AEBL, which is one of my favorite steels. So, I mean, it's easy to sharpen for sure and has good toughness. So, yeah, you can have a good knife in OS 8.
Great. I mean, I think the guys at Cold Steel were using OS 8 for years. OS 8A, I guess that means it's annealed. I'm not exactly sure what that means, but maybe that makes it a little better. Not sure.
Yeah, I don't think there is an A and a non-A. I think just there's a lot of different ways of writing steel, if you've noticed. Like if you're buying knives in 154 cm, they'll put spaces in between 154 and cm, or they'll put dashes. So yes. Nobody ever seems to know exactly how to write out a steel name, and that's one of them. So.
Okay. Is that the same for the AUS 10A right now that the Demco's using on his 20.5s?
The same in terms of whether or not an A should go on it.
Right.
There's not two different versions. There's one OS 10. So.
Okay, gotcha. Thank you.
I thought that A was referring to how they treat it, what they do after they heat treat it.
Yeah, it wouldn't really matter to the end user because all steel is going to come annealed to the knife company or the knife maker, and then you do the final heat treatment on it.
I got you.
So I mean, if the steel was being delivered not annealed, you would not be happy. You wouldn't be able to cut it easily.
Okay.
To put it mildly.
Yeah.
Tony Kim says, I came in late, but just wanted to say I've really enjoyed the last few podcasts. Thank you, Tony. Appreciate it. Newly discovered the channel /podcast. Love Marianne and Laren episodes. Yeah, they were good. And I'm not just saying that because Laren's sitting right next to me. No, but it's true. The first time I had Laren on the show, that was episode 13. I was new to talking to people. Well, talking to people on air. And man, I felt like I did not. A stands for awesome. I just felt like I didn't understand what you were saying. And this last time, I could get it. I could follow what you were saying. You when you started talking chemistry, my eyes didn't glaze over. I didn't go back to high school chemistry class. I was right here locked in. And
well, if you didn't understand what I was saying, that's my fault, not your fault. So I mean that's always the goal, to be simple and easy to understand. So, but it's hard depending on what subject we're in. So.
Knife Fast, thanks for joining us, sir. He's taken off to enjoy the Virginia heat. Yes, it is a hot, sultry, and steamy August here in Virginia. Well, I appreciate your coming, Knife Fast. All right, guys, let's do this last knife giveaway, shall we? I think we had one more thing, and it was a mug, but I think I want to keep that for myself. Is that crazy? I drink so much coffee, and I have a collection of mugs.
Well, it's your birthday.
It is my birthday. You're right. I think I might keep that mug because I like it, and I want to remember TRM that way. All right, so let's do this. This is the Off-Grid Knives Sea-Dog, a stout-hearted swashbuckler from our friends in California, and best tech. Savannah Rose, you are the proud new winner. Savannah, this is your knife. This is the off-grid Sea Dog. We're very happy to be sending this along to you, Savannah. I'll write that down so I don't forget. And I do want to remind everyone who's listening and watching and who has won something to please email me at theknifejunkie.com/gmail and let me know what your address is so I can get this stuff in the mail to you. So just to run things over, Savannah Rose got this. My pleasure, Savannah. She just won this beautiful off-grid Sea Dog. I'm going to put all the knives that were given away today right here. Let's see. The Savivi Dogma Quack won this. This was donated by Dave, This Old Sword Blade Reviews. Thank you, Dave. Always appreciated. Let's see. We also gave away the Harn's Harvest, donated to the channel also by Dave, This Old Sword Blade Reviews. And that is going to Kepmuk Neshart. Thank you, Kepmuk. I look forward to our blade trade. We did the well, it's not a trade, it's a swap, just to check it out. Oh, that's Hollywood Tactical. Sometimes my name is Savannah Rose. All right, well, Hollywood, congratulations, you won it. I thought maybe we had a woman in the crowd, but you know. Here, this is the Real Steel Rocot by given to us by Joe the Knife Whisperer, going to Andrew R. Thank you, Andrew. And then last but not least, the Finch 1929. Love this knife, given to us by the guys Steve and Spencer, right here on screen. Thank you very much, guys. That will be in the brown canvas micarta. This is my version, and I have a feeling that knife is sitting right upstairs on my front stoop, so I look forward to going up and checking it out. Oh, man, Clayton, thank you. Woo! Thank you, man. I appreciate that. What a happy birthday it has been indeed. Thanks for the shows. My pleasure. Awesome event today. Excellent guests. I agree. I'm going to just go around the Brady Bunch here and get one last word from everyone. Laren, what is it that you'd like people to take away?
This birthday bash sponsored by Reese's. So peanut butter and chocolate, two great tastes go great together.
Thank you, Laren. A happy birthday to you. Laren was August 1st, and we want to make sure that Laren enjoys his birthday month of August. Thank you, sir. Thank you for joining us. Doug?
It's always fun to be here. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to Lauren. Happy birthday to my wife, who's also an August birthday.
Oh, what's her birthday, if you don't mind my asking? What's the actual date?
The 5th.
The 5th. Okay, awesome.
After 47 years, I can actually remember.
Good move.
Just a reminder to everyone, we've got this great fundraiser going on. The Ultimate Steel, over $100,000 worth of prizes, custom knives, production knives, African safari, firearms, sharpeners, a little bit of everything. Please, if you can, donate so we can continue to rewrite knife law in America. It's all about forging a sharper future for all of us.
Well, thank you, sir. It's greatly appreciated. Spencer, Steve, any last words?
Yeah, well, just congratulations and thank you for allowing us to be a little part of your success. And thanks to everyone, your fans and your customers that have just welcomed us into a community that, you know, we love designing, but what we're finding is being around all these awesome people. It's just as much fun as the design part. So thank you for giving us a chance and an opportunity to meet all the great folks.
It's our pleasure, and your awesome knives speak for themselves. We appreciate what you guys do there.
Thank you.
Finch Knife Company. Our pleasure.
I'll just add, I've got loose plans to go to Blade Show West in October. I was working on that this morning a little bit. If anybody out there is going to be there, I'm planning on having just a Finch shirt on and walking the floor. So if you find me, just say hi, and I'll be looking for things to do too. So I don't know if any of you guys are going out there.
I'll see you there.
You'll be there. Okay.
You bet.
So and thanks for having me on the show. This is my first time, so it's good to be.
You'll be in a Finch shirt. I'll be in a Knife Rights shirt.
Okay.
Well, Steve, it's been a pleasure meeting you, man. Thanks for coming on.
Thank you.
Jared, any last words, sir? But before you start, there's a lucky winner out there who's going to get a brand new knife edge from you.
Yep, absolutely. I'm honored to be on this panel with everybody that's on here. Big fan, and I appreciate you having me. Definitely congratulations to all the winners. And yeah, happy birthday, man. Thank you for having me.
Oh, thank you. And thanks everyone who's been watching. It's been fun. It's been real, as they say. Jim and I are both very grateful for all the support you guys give us. We love doing this show, and wouldn't do it if there weren't people out there watching and enjoying. So thank you all so much for joining us on the Knife Junkies Birthday Bash 2021. That means there will be a 2022 next August. So stay tuned, and that's time enough for you to figure out, what you want me to put up to give away next year. All right. So for Laren Thomas, for Doug Ritter, for Spencer and Steve, and for Jared, and of course for Jim working his magic behind the switcher, I'm Bob the Knife Junkie DeMarco saying, until next time, don't take dull for an answer.